25 amazing cricket facts that'll blow your mind. It's impossible to live in India and not get affected by the love wave of cricket. People here love cricket very much. Even non-interested people like me, who do not give a damn about any sport, would be glued to the TV screen during every India-Pakistan or World Cup where India is participating. So, some 25 refreshing facts about cricket that all cricket lovers must know. Number 1. Shahid Afridi used Sachin Tendulkar's bat to hit the fastest ever ODI century. Shahid Afridi was flown in to play for the Pakistan team from West Indies to Nairobi in 1996 and didn't have a proper bat. That's when Waqar Younis gave young Afridi Sachin Tendulkar's bat. Afridi hit 11 sixes and 6 boundaries with the bat and scored a 37-ball century against Sri Lanka, which was the then fastest ODI century. The record, broken later by Corey Anderson, 36 balls, now belongs to South Africa's Abde Villiers, 31 balls. Number 2. Chris Gayle is the only batsman to hit a 6 off the first ball of a test match in the 137 years of test cricket. No cricketer has ever hit a 6 off the first ball of a test match. Audacious Chris Gayle achieved this feat against Bangladesh in 2012 off debutant Sohag Ghazi. Number 3. Abbas Ali Baig was the first Indian cricketer to be kissed during a test match when Abbas Ali Baig reached a half-century in the third test match against Australia at the Brabourne Stadium in 1960. A pretty young girl ran all the way from the north stand to greet the batsman. She kissed Baig on his cheek. Number 4. Vinod Kambli's test match average is better than his childhood friend Sachin Tendulkar. Vinod Kambli played only 17 test matches, which included 2 back-to-back double tons. Kambli's test average is 54.20 while his childhood friend Sachin Tendulkar averages 53.78 after 200 tests. Number 5. Sunil Gavaskar was out off the first ball of a test match thrice in his career. Sunil Gavaskar was the first batsman to reach 10,000 test runs, and he ended his career scoring 34 test centuries. But did you know he was out 3 times off the first ball of a test? The bowlers to dismiss him were Jeff Arnold, Edgbaston, 1974, Malcolm Marshall, Kolkata, 1984, and Imran Khan, Jaipur, 1987. Number 6. MLJ Zimmer and Ravi Shastri are the only Indians to bat on all 5 days of a test. Number 7. The only cricketer to play test cricket for India and England is Saif Ali Khan's grandfather, Iftikhar Ali Khan Pataudi. Number 8. Lala Amarnath is the only bowler to dismiss Don Bradman hit wicket in Test cricket. This happened in the 1948 Brisbane Test. Number 9. There's an uncanny similarity between the Indo-Pak match at the Australasia Cup of 1986 and Asia Cup 2014. Number 10. India won the 1983 World Cup and won their first ever test at Lord's 3 years later in 1986. India won their second World Cup 28 years later in 2011 and remarkably won their second ever test at Lord's 3 years later in 2014. Number 11. India is the only country to win the 60 over, 50 over and 20 over World Cup. Number 12. Alex Stewart was born on the 8th of April 1963 and he scored 8,463 test runs. Number 13. Asif Karim of Kenya has played international cricket and Davis Cup, tennis, for his country. Number 14. Wilfred Rhodes of England played Test cricket till he was 52. Number 15. Alan Border played 153 consecutive Test matches. Number 16. The only Indian Test cricketer to be knighted is Maharaja of Vizianagaram. Number 17. Australia beat England by 45 runs in the first ever cricket test as well as the centenary test in 1977. Australia beat England in the first ever test match by 45 runs held at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in 1877. 100 years later the opposition were the same, the venue was the same and the result as well. Number 18. All 4 innings of a test on the same day at Lord's Test 2000. The 2000 Lord's Test between England and West Indies saw all the 4 innings being played on the same day. This feat was repeated 11 years later in the famous Cape Town Test where South Africa bowled out Australia for 47. Number 19. There's only one person who witnessed Jim Laker and Anil Kumble taking 10 wickets in an innings as a 10-year-old. Richard Stokes witnessed Jim Laker taking all 10 wickets in the 1956 Old Trafford Test against Australia. 43 years later he was in India watching the India vs Pakistan Test and saw Anil Kumble taking all the 10 wickets in an innings. These were the only 2 tests Stokes has watched in his life. Number 20. On the morning of the 11th of November 2011, South Africa needed 111 runs to win at 11:11 a.m. This coincidence occurred during the first test between South Africa and Australia at Cape Town. At 11:11, on the 11th of November 2011, South Africa were 125 for 1, needing a further 111 runs for a win. Number 21. Peter Siddle is the only bowler to take a hat-trick on his birthday. Peter Siddle remains the only bowler in international cricket to take a hat-trick on his birthday. This happened during the Brisbane Test against England on November 25, 2010. Number 22. India's Mohinder Amarnath is the only cricketer to be dismissed for handling the ball and obstructing the field. Number 23. West Indies' Leslie Hylton is the only cricketer to be hanged for murder. Number 24. 2 Robin Singhs have played Test cricket for India and both never got to play after their debut test. Robin Singh, India's one-day specialist, played 1 test match in his career against Zimbabwe in 1998. His namesake Robin Singh Jr. was a fast bowler who played his only test against New Zealand in 1999. Number 25. Sachin Tendulkar played for Pakistan before India. Can you imagine Sachin Tendulkar playing for Pakistan before India? This happened during a practice match between India and Pakistan at the Brabourne Stadium in 1987, where Tendulkar came on the field as a substitute fielder for Pakistan.